This is unbelievable that I have not casted this man this month. First of all, I'm Al, and today I've got a pro match for you between our Terran player, ByuN, and a very tricky Protoss player, it's Classic. A battle between two North Koreans. Our first map is Babylon in a best of 3 series. This could be a good one. These two players, very, very good. And yeah, I don't know why I haven't casted ByuN. I love watching ByuN games. He's one of those really exciting, aggressive Terrans that is up in the opponent's face all the time, and generally makes for quite a few games, quite a few good games. And he also plays a lot, so I've got a lot of replays from him. His opponent, definitely not someone that you want to consider a pushover. Classic is, he's a very strong player. He has not quite hit the form that he used to be at, and that's a second gateway. Okay, that's odd. Anyway, yeah, Classic, very good player. Very, very strong player. But yeah, this opener is a little bit strange. He's gone for double gateway before the Cybercore. Cybercore is going to come up now. He must have something a little bit aggressive planned. So in case you don't know, a Protoss build order normally starts with a gateway into a Cybercore and then straight into your Nexus. Not double gateway, because that's gonna limit how quickly his Nexus can come out. It is a same supply. He would have had to cut a little bit of workers. Maybe it's not a big deal, but this definitely means to me that he's actually going to do a little bit of aggression. It's not super committed because he hasn't proxied anything. But yeah, I think ByuN should be fine. He's got a Reaper coming out, so he should see what's going on if he gets into the main in time. So it's going to be double Adept to start with. The first one, both being chrono boosted now. So he's chronoing out a couple of Adepts. So I'm assuming that he wants to get across the map, harass these workers, and yeah, with single Marines, there's not going to be too much that ByuN can do about this initially. He's going to have to be very patient with his defense. And that's also a reactor. So it's a single Marine, right? Or a single Marine into a reactor. These two Adepts are starting to get across. ByuN has seen them. Doesn't seem to be very phased by them. Maybe he's only seen the one. But yeah, the Reaper's going to go in now. What will it see? I'm very curious. It sees the second gateway. He immediately moves out. Now he should know that there's something going on. A single Marine and SCV in a bunker, and these Adepts are starting to work on this supply depot. The reactor is finished. 2 Marines are on the way, but there's nothing yet to deal with this. So this is just going to be a little bit annoying. I don't think this is game ending. And 2 more are on the way. So it's going to be 4 Adepts pushing into this. Now, ByuN's going to have to start doing a couple of repairs here. These Adepts are working on these SCVs. The Marine also does take a hit, which means he can't fight any further. This is very frustrating to deal with. Marines jumping in, trying to get a little bit done. Oh, I like the Evo, the engineering bay here. That's going to mean that these Adepts can't come in. They do get rid of the worker, but that's alright. With the Cyclone coming in, the defense should be pretty much assured now. Adepts going to go out. One did. Okay, so strange opener here from Classic, but I mean, in terms of losses, a couple of workers, but definitely putting the pressure on. Gonna jump in once again, get some more, and now he's gonna recall. He's gonna lose 1 Adept in the process. Meh. Alright, overall I think ByuN dealt with it well enough. I think using the engineering bay here, just to make sure that those Adepts couldn't get into the mineral lines, and not being too hasty with his defense, or using the Marines that he has. Classic's going to follow this up with a Robo Bay, so I'm assuming we're going to go straight into Colossus, and the game should even out a little bit now. Classic is in the lead by 10 workers, so that is kind of nice for him. The good thing about playing so aggressively, especially against a player like ByuN, is you keep them on their side of the map. That is a very, very strong thing to have, or a strong position to have, is, when you're throwing the aggressive players off just a bit. ByuN does have 3 CCs though, and they are done, so he's going to be catching up to the worker count very quickly. third CC is going down now, but that's a 5-minute Nexus. That's a 5-minute third Nexus. A little bit later than I think you would have wanted to have it. This shield battery is so far forward. Oh, it's going to make holding the ramp quite easy. Extended thermal on, so it's just going to be a normal Colossus type of play. Nice. I wasn't sure about this game before I started casting it, but I think I'm glad that I did, unless it suddenly becomes very boring, because that was an interesting opener. I really liked it. Double eBay behind this. ByuN gonna go for some upgrades. He's gonna go for his standard bio army. At this stage, a lot of marines. He's got a tank. He's not producing any more. He's actually getting a reactor on there, but I think that's just gonna be for the starport, so that he can get his medevacs out nice and early. Gonna be a little bit of a push out here once again. Never mind, he's gonna go straight back home. And now we have a proxy gateway on this side, which is kind of weird considering that he could just make, I mean, I guess he doesn't want to cut into his robo time to make another war, to make a war prism. So he's gonna use the proxy gateway here to reinforce his army. Observer's gonna come in, it's gonna be able to see a little bit. He doesn't want to go too close because he knows ByuN will see it. Getting a tech lab on the factory now. The third base is going to go over Classic. We'll see that. He is reinforcing here. Slow reinforcements until this gateway finishes. And now he's going to be pushing into this base. Yeah, that observer is picked off. Third Colossus is getting close. And yeah, there's no stim pack yet. There is... stim pack just finished. I was about to say. Combat shields is not done yet. But this base is in a little bit of trouble. It shouldn't go down. ByuN's going to have to come out to defend this. But these stalkers are going to make it nice and tricky. Tank is getting a couple of pot shots in, which is obviously very nice. A lot of marauders in this army. The CC goes down. Oh no, that's cataclysmic. Ooh, a little bit of a tank disco there. Alright, so that knocks ByuN down to 2 bases. But the scary thing about ByuN is that could lead him... Ooh, he's actually got a drop here on the other side. That could lead him to play very aggressively now. And I think that's... I say that. He's just starting a third on location. Okay, so he's got 2 drop ships here, or 2 medevacs and a ton of marines. They're going to be running around, just seeing what they can get done. A lot of marauders. I think the marauders are very good. We used to see this style played a lot, especially by ByuN and Maru, where they wouldn't really bother with things like Vikings. They just go very marauder heavy and just absolutely punch their way through the Colossus army and not really care too much about making Vikings, which in the long run end up not being so great. He sees that now. At the same time, the drop coming here in the back. That's a nice little drop. Classic's in a decent spot to defend it, so yeah. Ooh, gotta be careful, gotta be careful. Okay, he's safe. He's safe. Okay, so the game is so far leading a little bit, I would say, in Classic's favor, because his 4th is on the way. Before ByuN's 3rd is finished, he's fully saturated in his 3rd. 68 workers to 56. Yeah, looking very strong here for the Protoss player. But this is not a Terran army that you want to underestimate. This is very Marauder heavy. 16 Marauders, 32 Marines. I mean, that remembering a bunch of the Marines are in here. The army's going to clash in the middle of the map here. Tanks are not sieged up. One's going to siege up here behind the grass. And ByuN's going to keep on pushing. That medevac is flying around. Oh, these Marauders, they're very tanky. Good force fields though. This army, or these two, no, they're not coming in. Okay, so they're going to be pushing here on the 4th base. This army's going to start working on the rocks. Stim, run away. And this is where the pressure's going to start mounting. There is a Liberator. Liberator's very good. And now ByuN is just going to march everything across the map. A couple of Zealots going across. Luckily, there's a bunch of tanks that got stuck here. So they should be able to defend. Liberator's going to siege up. The Colossus are raining down from the high ground. But yeah, the Marauders don't care so much for the Colossus. And ByuN is now just going to stim forward, push up this ramp. Stimming again. Just doesn't have enough. There's a war prism here and a probe. The harassment probe. Please get a kill. Please get a kill. Aww. Okay, that's going to force ByuN to move back a little bit. So, overall, worker damage, 1 probe versus 13 SCVs. Oh my goodness. Classic is playing a pretty decent game. He is up in supply. The army supply is very similar, but Classic is out mining ByuN drastically. This base is up and running. Whereas now only the SCVs are able to start mining again because of the harassment. Here comes the Protoss army once more. It's going to be difficult to break through these liberators, but he does have, no, he doesn't have much stalkers. Okay, Zealot warp in here coming into the main. ByuN has had to airlift a couple of units in to help defend. Protoss army is now coming in. They're going to start lasering down the supply depot. I think ByuN needs... I like the Marauders though. He's getting Vikings now to deal with those Colossus. Yeah, I don't like those Marauders getting a smack there. Whew. War Prism once again is going to go in. Classic just keeping ByuN in his own base, keeping the pressure away from himself. The Marauders are here to help defend, but this is a big warp in once again. Armies are moving here into the center, but I'm going to keep it here at the moment. Zealots are starting to work on some damage. That's 11 more workers going down. It's 75 workers to 48. ByuN is just going to push straight into the 4th base now. He needs to get something done. And where's the Protoss army? It did get recalled. So Classic's going to give up this base. He's quite happy too. His workers have just moved to another base. Disruptor! Oh, big hit there while ByuN for a second looked away. And there's still Zealots here in the main base. ByuN has not dealt with them. He's going to deal with this base as well, which is great. Archon and Zealot running to their deaths. Trying to break this tank positioning, which I think is very good. Disruptor once again moving forward, almost hitting everything. Who's taking this? Who's in the lead here? These Zealots, well, this one's standing around doing nothing, but that's 35 SCVs. Oh, good Disruptor gets nice hits on those tanks. They're not dead yet. Tanks don't one-shot, or don't get one-shotted by Disruptors. They do get taken out at the moment. ByuN has flown into the main base. That's going to put the Protoss off. And he is stabilized kind of at home, but this is getting into the juicy infrastructure. Ooh, nice. A couple of feedbacks on the medevacs, which means they can't be healing. That's a lot of army that's going down. Classic's still ahead in the supply. He still does have a lot of bases up and running. And ByuN's mining is, yeah, not that much. In terms of the incomes, I mean, Classic's not getting that much because he's got a ton of workers not doing anything. These Marauders dealing with that. Oh, Archon's going to try catch this Marauder army. No. Whew. Very tight battle in there, and these workers can finally try to find somewhere to carry on doing their jobs. But this is a very sophisticated Protoss army, and those Disruptors, you know, Marauders, they got to be scared of Disruptors. Gonna see a big engagement here. Oh! I always make funny noises when Disruptors hit, but that was huge. Classic takes game number 1. And after that thrilling game number 1, we find ourselves in game 2 on Ancient Cistern. It is match point. If Classic takes this one, then obviously he wins the series. ByuN needs to come back. Yeah, better placement there. Single gateway this time, so not the double gateway again. Probe's going to start having a look around, see what it can find. ByuN's going for Reaper again. It's nice to see that ByuN still does a lot of scouting. Okay, so a little bit more standard build order now because it's Cybercore into Nexus. And yeah, just being a little bit of a pain here, blocking this SCV from putting down the natural. It's going to get out now. A little bit of a delay. Nothing too major, but just being very annoying. Yeah, that first game, I must say, Classic really played well. ByuN didn't do too badly, but that last disruption nova, destroying nearly the entire Terran army, and they were so low on health. I don't even think a Marauder can survive a hit from a disruptor when they're at full health. But yeah, that was just savage. I mean, the game was pretty over by then already, but oh, definitely savage. I'm so glad I decided to cast this game. Because my replays, they're running low. I've got a whole bunch still that I want to cast from IM Katowice. But I mean, that tournament is not, you know, very recent. I also have a couple more that I got from more recent tournaments played in March. But yeah, I'm kind of waiting for the next tournament. And I think the next Premier tournament, DreamHack, is only in June, if I did check correctly, which is still a long way away. Doesn't mean StarCraft's dead. Calm down, everyone. That's not what it means. Just means it's the downtime between seasons. I wish I could get hold of, you know, some of the Korean tournaments, but unfortunately, can't get hold of their replays. I also have not found a way to get to the ESL Open Cups replays, but I think that is kind of not open for everyone. As far as I know, they only give it to a limited number of content creators, and this is a tiny channel, so they probably don't even know that I exist. But that's alright, because we're just here, we're enjoying some good StarCraft. And, you know, this is the thing. StarCraft 1 turned 25 the other day. I think it was either this week or last week. So, original StarCraft turned 25. And then I was thinking, okay, StarCraft 2, how old is that? It's 2010. We're in 2023, so that's looking at around about 13 years of a game being out. And very few games exist for that long, and, you know, to the kind of effect that StarCraft has. I love the StarCraft esports. I think the professional matches are insane. The players are playing amazing StarCraft, and they're doing things that you didn't even think was possible. So I don't see StarCraft going away anytime soon. I know there's a lot of worry about the thingy, the tournaments and stuff, but every time that Blizzard kind of detaches itself from something, someone else picks up the burden. And, you know, that tells you a lot about the community of StarCraft. People are willing to, you know, support StarCraft, and people still enjoy watching StarCraft and playing. I mean, if you jump on the ladder, and I do this, unless you're Cyril, because he's just so high MMR, you get a game really quickly. And I've played at obscure times. Like, I play on EU, so, you know, times are more or less similar to mine. A couple of hours difference. I've played in the middle of the night, I've played early in the morning, and I always find a game in, you know, generally less than a minute. Which means there's still a bunch of players on the ladder, which is good. The game is still very much alive and kicking, and definitely in a very good spot. It's amazing to watch. The things that the people are doing is really cool. Anyway, after I've been very nostalgic about StarCraft and why this game is fantastic, let's have a look. Very similar build order once again from Classic, going straight for the Colossus once again. Hiding a couple of Stalkers around here. ByuN's gone for Cyclone again. He's getting his upgrades nice and early. Third base is already done. Stimpack is almost finished. Getting there. Walling off the front. Yeah, I think he's in a very good position. Third base is already almost finished here for Classic. So all in all, both players looking very solid. Hiding the Twilight. Why would he hide the Twilight out here? Okay, well, he got early blink. Is that why? Where's the observer? There should be an observer somewhere. Ah, there it is. There it is. Found it. Is that going to be... Oh, no, that's just the image of the CC landing. Okay, these Stalkers could blink in. What's this? Ooh, a probe's going to go do something. So nice early blink there. Allows Classic to start dealing a little bit of damage. And yeah. Ooh. Did that actually hit? I think the tank did actually hit them. Nice. He's going to be putting a little bit of a proxy here once again. Yeah, and this is just being annoying. Classic. Ooh, that could have ended worse. What is the plan here? I don't know what that sound was. I think it was my fridge. Why are the... over there? The Twilight all hidden away. Very strange. ByuN's got a couple of medevacs moving across. They will be spotted by an observer. So Classic's going to be able to get himself in a good position. His army's going to move down here to his fourth and a portion of it A couple of Stalkers moving into the main. So, yeah, this is going to do absolutely nothing. Boom! Oh, picks off the first medevac that was practically full. And he's going to try to pick off this one as well. Oh, ByuN, you're a little bit stuck now. But he's going to use that to move and stimps from very far away onto the third base here. Ooh, the War Prism does survive. This army is trying to get rid of it. Recalls 2 Colossus. And Classic is going to jump on this with his Stalkers. He should be fine. Yeah, good defense. I'm confused as to why he stimmed from there. That's such a far away stim. The medevac survives. Wow. Okay, so here we see a pylon. Charge is almost done. This is a strong army once again, and with the War Prism, that means Classic can start dealing some damage across the map. Do we see a 4th base yet? No, it doesn't look like it. Bunch more production coming up for ByuN. The Protoss army is incoming though. He's gone very Marauder heavy once again. He's actually worked in some mines, which I think is great. Mines definitely help to deal with those zealots. A couple of high Archons, High Templar. Okay, ByuN knows where the army is. Gonna pick off. Okay, now comes the big engagement. A couple of good force fields here. Yeah, just trying to keep that Terran funneled up through those force fields, keep them from getting a good concave. And now he's going to push into the natural. Good position once again from Classic. He is ahead in supply. Big warp in coming behind this. There's a lot of zealots. And blinks forward aggressively with the Stalkers. This Terran army is starting to disappear. The SCVs are being pulled. They're trying to help defend. But I don't think there's enough. Warp in here right in the middle of the battle. That's a lot more zealots. Ooh, War Prism does eventually go down, but that's 17 workers that have gone down. A couple of Widow Mines hit. But with the Archons and the Zealots, I think this should be a comfortable win for Classic. With a nice and decisive push here straight through the middle of the map. Absolutely wonderful. He's actually chasing down the SCVs. 26 workers going down. The third base is in trouble. There is no War Prism, so bear that in mind. Reinforcements are not going to keep coming. It's going to be up to ByuN to now get enough of an army together to kind of bat this away. But yeah, that mineral differences. Classic has a lot of resources left, and he's done so much damage. 159 to 91 supply. He's even got his 5th base on the way. Yeah, he's in a very, very comfortable position. As soon as that War Prism moves across, I reckon he's going to rinse and repeat. Just go in for another attack. Doesn't need to. ByuN runs into his army, and Classic takes an absolute banger of a 2-0 over ByuN. Not what you'd expect. I mean, ByuN's a good player. But Classic just showing he's a very, very classy Protoss player. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.